Alright guys, hello and welcome to a new video. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips or things that I wish I knew before I started playing Stardew Valley. Now, being on my 4th year of the game, I'm not 100% like really far into the game, and I'm still learning some of the end game related things. But I've played enough of the game now to be able to give you guys some little tips and pointers of things I essentially wish I knew before I started playing the game. Hopefully this will help you out guys. If it does, don't forget to go pop a like, and I'll see you guys when we start the video. Okay, so the first really big tip I can give you, at the start of every single month, go into Pierre's Goods and make sure you pick up as many of the seeds as you can. This is basically very useful. Do not do not go and buy seeds essentially on the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th day. You can if you miss the 1st of the month for whatever reason, but you're not going to be getting the full optimization out of your crops, considering the fact that when they have a certain time to grow, and they'll essentially be harvestable at a certain point or re-harvestable at a certain amount of times. If you do it at a later date, you don't get the maximum amount of money you could potentially get out of those crops. So very much keep this in mind, make sure you go to Pierre's Goods and pick up everything. I'll go inside in just a sec. Obviously I'm not on the 1st of this month as well, that's because my farm, I've already obviously planted all the things for this month. So yeah, that's the first tip. Make sure you buy all your seeds you can possibly buy. Okay guys, and the second tip is, well, pigs. And I know it's not the pigs themselves, the tip, it's more the truffles. The truffles that they drop can sell for crazy amounts. They vary from, I believe, 700 to 1,250 per truffle, depending on the quality that you get from those respective truffles. And obviously I only just found out about this recently, that's why I only have a small amount of pigs, and yeah, it's just really good source of money. You can sell them for a lot, like seriously, if you have like 36 pigs, you can make like upwards of like 100k, or even like every day or so, or like every couple of days. You can make a lot of money out of pigs, so I'd really recommend doing. Okay, and the next tip is beehives. Beehives can actually make you a pretty decent amount of money. It's not necessarily a huge amount, but it's a decent amount because you don't really have to do anything for them at all. Once you've got them set up, they'll just do their own thing, and you can make like roughly anywhere between 10 to 50k every 3 days. It just depends on how many of them you have, and also whether or not you're taking advantage of flowers. Keep in mind with beehives, if you plant certain types of flowers at the front, it can change the type of honey and increase its value overall. So I'd really recommend doing that. Okay guys, so my next tip is take advantage of items that have temporary like skill increasing levels. So what I mean by this, if you take a look at this item called Tatsu, it obviously restores energy and health, but it has a +1 to fishing. Now this actually works. Say for example, I don't have level 10 fishing, but say for example I have level 10 fishing. When I consume this, that level 10 fishing becomes level 11 fishing temporarily until the food effects run out. This is really good because it means it increases your chance of getting rare fish, or rarity, your like other things increase, and it just makes it better overall for fishing. All you do is just consume it, and it will come up with a little icon up here that says trout source duration, and as you can see, if we go into our skill menu, increased it from 8 to 9 temporarily. It'll last for 4 minutes and 30 seconds roughly. And then if you start fishing, it'll do the whole process and it'll make it essentially your time a lot easier overall. There are also ones of these for other things such as combat, damage increasing, movement speed, luck, mining luck, farming stuff. There's a whole bunch of them. So I really recommend taking advantage of these guys. It's a lot better. They also usually, the items also restore a lot of energy and health usually as well, so they're good to invest in. The next tip I can give you, and I know a lot of people are really tempted to do this, is do not waste basic materials and items. For example, wood, stone, maple seed, sap. All these kind of things at the start of the game kind of seem useless. You're like, oh, I really want the money as well. So you might really want just a little bit extra money to spend on things. But I really would not recommend doing it. Just all the wood, all the stone, all the resources you get like that, stockpile them. Because you're going to need a lot of them later on. For example, for building barns, houses, fences, different decoration items, different beehives, and different other things. You're going to use a lot. And I mean a lot of these items, like a hell of a lot. So I'd really recommend holding on to these items. Do not get rid of them no matter what. The second thing the next tip I can give you guys is don't waste your time. There is a certain, obviously time runs faster in this game. It's, obviously you can see the clock up here. It's a lot faster. It runs really quickly. But the issue with this is, you don't want to like essentially rush things, that's what I'm saying. What a lot of people do is they'll wake up, do their crops, take their animals, go back to bed, get the money from it, go and repeat that process over and over again. Don't do this. Because essentially all you're going to be doing is, it might feel like you're doing it a lot faster, and you're progressing faster, but you're really not. Because you're just going to have to go back and upgrade your skills, and do the mining, and do all those things at a later time. It's not doing anything faster, even though it might feel like it, because you're progressing in days, you're not doing anything faster. So just slow down, take your time, do your crops, do your mining, do your animals, don't do your animals, that sounds really bad. Get your resources, go talk to people, build relations, do all that stuff. Just take your time in this game. I cannot stress anything. Essentially what I'm usually doing is I'm up at 6 AM in the morning, or not in real life in the game, and then I go to bed when it starts getting, like the time starts getting red, to 12 PM to 2 AM. I'm always staying up to like the maximum possible time I can doing things, and you guys should be as well. Take advantage of this. Don't waste time. And that brings me to my next point, is starting building relationships early in the game. I made the mistake of this not doing it at the start of the game, and now I've kind of started to do it with a lot of these people. Actually, I don't have the gifts. I haven't even got any of these people relations built. And it was a mistake. I should have really started doing this. As to why you would want to do this, well, you start getting gifts and things sent in the mail, which is really just handy. And they're little things that might not necessarily increase your money or anything like that, but it's just nice, and you get things from doing it, so why not? Free shit. Why wouldn't you? The next tip I can give you is when you press E and go into your options, enable something called Always Show Toolkit Location. This thing is so useful. Essentially, when you turned off, you got your tool open, you can't see where you're going to be hitting. If you go to options and hit always hide tool location, you can see a little red box appears essentially where you're going to be hitting your target of essentially what you're trying to hit. And it's very useful. I really recommend turning that on and leaving it on. The next tip I can give you guys is make sure before you build animal barns and chicken coops and all that kind of stuff, and even buy animals together, make sure you have a couple of these things constructed. Silos. They are incredibly useful. They essentially allow you to chop down tall grass with the scythe, and it'll essentially give you, well, hay. Instead of you having to go to Murray for paying 50 gold per hay piece, which is a lot considering if you have a lot more animals, it can be a bit of a problem. If you have less animals, it's not as much of a problem, so don't worry about it. But I really would recommend building a silo if you plan on getting into animals a lot more. Okay, and the next tip I can really give you guys, is do not side with Jojo. In case you guys don't know, you have two choices when you start the game, which kind of side you want to pick. You can click Jojo or the Community Mart. Jojo just costs straight up money, whereas Community Center, you'll be giving the essentially the Community Center basic items like one parsnip and one of this, and when you complete a certain box, you'll essentially get a certain amount of resources and you'll get a reward for doing it. Overall, the community service gives you things back, whereas the Jojo Mart is just paying for direct things. And to be honest, the community center is a much better way of going for things. It takes a little bit longer to do, but in the long run, it's just better overall. For example, you get these little bundle things, and essentially get to put one of each of these items in. And once you've done that, you essentially get, well, the reward down the bottom. And for each individual bundle that you complete as well, you'll also get a smaller reward. It's just, in the long run, it's a lot better. And I would honestly highly recommend doing it over pretty much, well, the Jojo Mart. It's not a very good option. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found some of these tips very helpful. If you guys think I missed things, let me know in the comments section below. And if it's necessary, I'll also make another tips video. If there's more tips, I might do like 25 tips or like even 50 tips if there's that many to do. I'll make a longer video if it's necessary, guys. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys for a later video another time. See you later, guys.